All right, y'all. Hello. So I said, I'm going to come on here and do a story time for y'all. Okay? As you can tell by the title, My Toxic Relationship at 14 Years Old. And before I get into the nitty gritty of the story time, I want to give a background on me. And in that way, you can kind of understand why things happen the way they happen. Okay? All right. Disclaimer. What I'm about to say is no shade to my parents. No shade to anybody. I love my parents. I love my parents deeply. They know I love them. This is no shade. This is seeing things, the bad decisions that I made, why I made those bad decisions through my eyes. Okay? All right. Disclaimer. All right. So, I have always been, I would say, a lonely kid. I've always been a lonely kid. I didn't have, I had kids in my neighborhood in the beginning, like younger. But as I got older, let's say 10 on up, I had no one. I played with animals. I played with bugs. That's what I did. It was more so stay out of everyone's way, including my parents. My parents weren't hands-on. It was more stay out of my way, out of sight, out of mind, just don't bother me. It was that. It was a lot of that. So I feel like I've always looked for attention and love in all the wrong places. Okay? Honestly, I don't think my parents wanted kids. I think they had kids. Okay? So I've kind of always been lonely. I've always been lonely. My parents weren't affectionate at all. So I feel like I looked for things in other people that I wasn't getting. Which means I was boy crazy very early. I don't know if I was ever touched. Part of me says I was, because I remember very young, I had this black dress with polka dots on it, and that was my favorite dress. And I remember my mom taking me somewhere and something happening to me in that dress that made me very uncomfortable. I just remember something happened. Okay. I was in the middle of a video when my SD card went out. So we're just going to take it from there. I am uploading a video. So if I look over here, that's why. But while this story is on my brain and on my heart to share, I said, you know what? We're not going to let the SD card devil stop this story time. We just going to keep it rolling. So here goes. And I'm sure my husband's going to come in here and interrupt, but we're still going to keep it rolling, okay? So if the quality has changed, it's because I'm on my phone. Okay. So we stopped at the polka dot dress, I think, when the SD card went out. So I have memories of that polka dot dress and something bad happening to me in that polka dot dress. And I remember like getting a funny feeling in my stomach um, during whatever happened. And I believe I became hypersexual after that. I really do. Okay. So, um, from the not getting attention and, you know, always being alone, I gravitated towards, I wanted friends really bad. And I was into boys. And from a early age, I think I've been like that. So I grew up um, in Kansas, but my parents are from North Carolina. Okay. So in Kansas, from birth to, okay, from birth to uh, 13 or 14, I was in Kansas. And then, let's say from late 13, 14, I moved to North Carolina. So Kansas, I wanted to hang with the older girls because they were grown and, you know, their life was exciting. Mine was boring. And so, um, nothing really, just thoughts really. So let's go from Kansas to North Carolina. So this is late 13, 14. I moved to North Carolina. Um, you know, I'm the new girl in school, new girl in the area, you know, guys are looking at me. I remember um, my cousin introducing me to one of his friends. Um, I guess, he told his friend, I have a cousin here from out of state, um, she looks good or whatever, guys talk. So he introduces me to his friend. So from there, me and his friend uh, start talking. I go to school, 8th grade. Me and the friend, we're going to name him Gerald. From here on out, his name is Gerald. So me and Gerald start dating. First year in school, Gerald is my first real boyfriend. I'm grown now. I think I'm grown now. I have a boyfriend. We're dating. So one of my relatives was a single mother, and she needed her girls were younger than me, and she needed someone to come with them after school and help, just stay with them until she got off work. So I would say till like 7 o'clock. So maybe 3 hours after school, I would do this, and Gerald and my cousin would come over, and we're all kids in the house. I had no business with them in the house, but that's what I did. And I didn't have sex with him or anything. Like, we were kids and do little stuff. But we never had full-blown sex. But so during this time, Gerald and my cousin would come over, and I don't remember. The argument happened. Something happened with one of my little cousins. One of my little cousins and Gerald got into it or something, and so me and Gerald had words. And I don't remember. I don't think it was a full-blown hit, but I remember it was, I don't know, I think it was a push, but it was something aggressive. I remember that was the first time something aggressive happened. This is 8th grade. This is all 8th grade. But, Gerald was my little boyfriend. Gerald would walk to the store or the fast food restaurant, get me food and buy me food and walk it to my house because he didn't have a car. And I remember he got a moped, so the food was delivered faster. And I just thought I was grown. And, I had a boyfriend that would bring me food. I didn't have to eat what my mom cooked. If I didn't like what she cooked, Gerald would deliver. I was in love with Gerald. So, just all through 8th grade, everything's fine. I think that was the only that's the only incident I can remember that happened 8th grade. So here we go to high school. We go to high school. This is my second school year in a new place. So I'm seeing new people. I'm seeing new guys. I am 14 going into 15. Wow. I'm seeing seniors because I'm a freshman. I'm seeing seniors. I'm seeing, I'm being a teenager. I'm being me. But then I have Gerald over here. What's a girl to do? A girl starts talking to other boys. I'm 15. I don't even think I was 15 yet. Yeah. Was I 15? Let's say I'm 15. That's what I'm doing. Okay? I'm seeing seniors. I'm seeing, people from other schools came in, because most middle schools combined for high school. I'm seeing all these new people. I'm in heaven. I'm a 15-year-old girl. Okay. So, well, this is not funny, but it's funny as I'm recall because I haven't done this in years. I haven't thought about this in years. So, okay. So here we are, me and Gerald. We're still together, going into high school, but I'm seeing other guys. I'm seeing seniors. Seniors are trying to talk to me. Freshmen. So, hey, I'm the new kid on the block, pretty much. Nobody knew who I was. I didn't know who they were. Let's introduce ourselves. Let's talk. That's what we're doing. So this is back in the day, young people. We passed notes back then. So we're passing notes back and forth, me and other guys, but I still have Gerald. So yeah, I was a little cheater, I guess. I was a little cheater, I guess. I don't know. Well, I wasn't cheating. We were just passing notes. So one day, in between classes, Gerald takes my bag. Not my book bag, but an extra bag I had. And I had the notes in there. And so I'm like, oh, Gerald's going to see those notes. So we go to class. In class, I'm sweating. Like, oh, he's going to see those notes. What is Gerald going to do? So we get out of class, and I'm on this side of because the school we were at, we had classes on this side, and then there were steps, and then there was, you could go down into the, what do you call it, common area, and then you go up some more steps in the other classes on this side. So I'm on this side of the school, basically, and then there's steps, and then Gerald's on this side. So for Gerald to get to me, he's going to have to go all the way down and come all the way up. So he gets out of class, and I see his face, and he's not happy. And he beelines down these steps to get to me. So I'm like, holy hell, he's pissed. So I go the other way. I go the other way so he can't get to me. I go to my other class. So I know Gerald's pissed. I don't want to have this conversation because I know he's read these notes. We get through the other class. So I'm thinking, okay, he knows I'm in this class. So I'm going to go all around the opposite way to get to the next class so Gerald can't get to me. Apparently, Gerald got out of class early and knew what I was going to do to avoid him. So I get out of class. They let this class out, and who's there? Gerald. and he's pissed. So I'm like, I'm just trying to walk away from him. I don't want to talk about it. So I get to my locker, and he's going off. He's going off. He's going off. And this is in between class. Everybody's in between class. And I'm at my locker trying to ignore Gerald. Mind you, we are 15-year-old children. We are children, kids. And I'm at my locker. I remember I had my locker open, and he's right here. And he's pissed, and he's going off. And he's calling me hoes and da. And he slapped me. He slapped me in the middle of the hall at my locker in front of everybody. I was stunned. Do you hear me? I was stunned. And I remember there was some girls, it was the little white girls, was like, oh my God, he just slapped her. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to stop this video when it gets to 15 minutes. Okay? I mean, we're just going to break this up because I don't want my story times to be too long and then you guys get bored. So we're going to do them 15 minutes. So when this gets to 15, I'm going to stop. So anyway, I heard the girls like, oh my God. And I think a friend of mine was right there. Yeah, I think she was right there when it happened. And I'm just like, I can't remember if I said anything to him, but I was scared and stunned all at the same time because this Negro just slapped me. Okay? And I remember trying to walk off from him and go to my other class because I'm like, I don't want to do this. We're in the middle of the hall. I'm embarrassed now. Chill. He would not let me go to my class. He would not let me go to my class. So everybody, all the normal kids, all the regular kids that didn't have a psycho boyfriend, go to class. This fool has me in the middle of the hall, hollering and screaming at me, yelling at me, would not let me go to class. So I remember a teacher came out and was like, why aren't you guys in class and everything? And I'm thinking I'm crying then. And instead of this lady asking what's wrong, do you need away from him? She like yells at us and takes us to the office as if we're just skipping class. And I'm sure she could see the trauma on my face. But instead of getting me away from this fool, she takes me to the principal's office. She takes us to the principal's office. And they like yell at us or we got in trouble. We got detention. I remember we got detention. We got in trouble. And I missed my bus because we were in trouble. Because this is during the end of the day. I missed my bus. So I missed my bus. The psychopath is with me. I get a detention. I'm traumatized. Yeah. So it's almost 15 minutes. We're going to do part 2 of my toxic relationship at 14 years old. All right. Let's do part 2.